Greetings one and all, I am Kenneth MK, and today I will be let's playing my first video game, King of Dragon Pass. King of Dragon Pass is a wonderful game. It is the only one I know of its kind, put together by the people of A Sharp in 1999. It is a mix of role-playing, resource management, interactive stories, kind of has a choose-your-own-adventure book type of thing. It's got beautiful music, beautiful artwork. I will be from time to time showing you some of that. But it is a great game, and without further ado, we will start a new game. There was once a time when gods and people walked the earth together. Your clan traces its ancestry back to those times. Your clan history begins when you joined the forces of the storm god Orlkarnth. Back then, Orlkarnth was simply one of many upstart, rebellious gods bent upon conquest of the world. Orlkarnth's unique contributions at the time were personal honor and a close kinship to the other deities who seemed to be on the winning side. Lucky that. Next. After many tribulations, adventures, and discoveries, Orlkarnth proved himself worthy of marrying Jarnandar, the Earth Mother, or Nalda, perhaps. The two of them created the marriage ring, and established great harmony in the world through this sacred bonding. Your clan took part in the wedding ceremony. Most clans either whooped with Orlkarnth or learned a secret from Nalda. A few clans stood with Ermal, god of horses and the sun, as an honor guard. These decisions that we make in this clan creation part are very important because they guide not only the history of our clan, but what the ancestors would like us to do in the future as we progress through this game. It's rather important, and each of these decisions do different things. For example, these decisions here chooses one of the three gods that will be our chief deity throughout the game. This isn't the only god we will worship, but it is the one that should be the clan chieftain. This also does other things. For example, Nalda worshippers have a higher combat skill, Orlkarnth worshippers have a higher leadership skill, Nalda worshippers have more magic. This will affect different things. I will, for this, go with the first option. Your men and women don gleaming armor and stood guard, with a maul, to protect the celebrants from Orlkarnth's many enemies. And he had many enemies. We will too. Orlkarnth's struggle to remake the world was just beginning, and many other gods joined him in it. Orlkarnth undertook many wars of conquest. Other more peaceful deeds were just as important. This affects this is our tribe's favorite myth, and the earliest famous event that we were part of. This does two things. It grants a skill bonus to your nobility. It provides a known blessing that we can build a shrine to obtain, and it doesn't provide the shrine for free. We'll see shrines and so forth once we get in the game. But it's very, very, very cool. If we double up on some of these, it also means that the shrine that we get at the beginning for the first decision will become a second stage shrine, which is actually like a temple of some sort. I will go with Orlkarnth, the Knowing God, learned how to use the marking bone, which could mark signs of power upon anything. What this does is it raises custom skill and grants the literacy blessing. Literacy blessing will be very useful. We'll see what that does once we get in. More options. They don't look very happy. Orlkarnth succeeded in remaking the world, and thus began the golden era called the Storm Age. That's an interesting name for a golden era. Orlkarnth's son Vingot was a famous warlord during this time. Most of the people in the area were among his followers. Many people who would not have survived joined his tribes. He was a great organizer and helped the many scattered people form into new clans and tribes. Your clan was one of those aided by King Vingot. After you proved yourself robust and capable of survival, Vingot placed a remnant people under your protection. These were the Naladin, our stick farmers. You had a choice whether to make them thralls, slaves, or adopt them in members of your clan. How did you add these strangers? This, as you can figure out, pretty much determines our attitudes towards thralls. If we can keep thralls, or if we must treat everyone that comes to us as an adopted family. And we get more... This depends, again, on the ancestors' decisions for things. I will, since I'm a nice guy, go with adopted family. No thralls for us. The foes of the Vingerlotlings were many. That was difficult to say, and I probably butchered it. Your people fought hard against them. Which one of them in particular did you fight? This really determines our chief enemy. Most of these have horrible events. There's nothing that we could really do to, yeah. They're all pretty terrible. However, you can work them to your bonus or your thing if you'd like. I'm going to go with Tata the Green, champion of the Flatland, called Prax, as our enemy. Just because. The Storm Age ended in disaster, when the gods and creatures of chaos came and destroyed nearly everything. Orlkarnth and his allies fought hard against them, but chaos almost always won. Catastrophe shook the world, such as the sunfall, the rain of blood, and the terrible laughing tsunami. In this era, many gods died, and many new ones arose to prominence. The darkness got so bad that even Orlkarnth and his companions had to abandon humans to their own destiny. Only a few deities, either small ones or weak ones, remained at all. The world stagnated and died. Your clan, whatever its previous glory, was diminished to a ragged handful of hardy survivors. Next. Herat, the king, was the leader who emerged amid the turmoil of the darkness. The combined efforts of Herat and his companions helped set the world in order again. He created the laws that we follow to this day. One of the greatest distinctions which Herat disconcerted among his clans was that some of them tended towards either peace or war, while others remained a balance between these two principles. What kind of clan was your clan? This choice kind of depends determines what our starting type of clan will be. It can change over time. It takes a couple of years for it to affect. They affect our bonuses for how we distribute clan magic at the beginning of the game. It's pretty interesting. I have seen people usually pull off war. I've seen others Let's Player, particularly Kikoskia, who you should go see. I'll provide a link in my doobly-doo, I guess that's what it's called, at the bottom. And yeah, I, however, will go balanced. Finally, the sun rose again. While the rest of society worked to protect itself, find food, or otherwise just survive, the first priest worked to establish links with the ancient deities. Thanks to this new harmony between people and deities, the world was slowly improved. Once the waking process had begun, it got easier and went quicker as the gods helped to wake each other up. This helps to determine, kind of like the first choice, grants an automatic shrine the deity of our choice. Again, this will upgrade temple and shrine. The other choice that I made concerning gods actually didn't involve creating a shrine. We'd have to build that one. I may have said that. I may have said both of them. Well, anyway, let's go with Jarnandar, the cow mother, because cows are important to this game. Very important. Things have been different since the dawn. 1,300 years ago, Orlkarnth and the other gods retreated from the world, leaving it to mortals. You can still contact the gods through rituals and sacrifice, or enter the realm by reenacting the great stories about their deeds, which contain great magic. But they no longer walk beside you. When you settled in a new place, you marked this great change in the world by naming your land not after a god, but after a mortal like yourself. You called it Jarnandar, in honor of the king who taught you how to survive during the darkness. Next. About 600 years ago, a dragon approached you, in either its own form or that of a human with a dragon soul inside it. The dragons had always been hostile, or at the best, utterly uncaring. Orlkarnth has always been the dragon slayer. After appropriate debate, you had the choice of either leave the dragon, cooperate, and learn to do what dragons know, or to refuse the dragon and maintain neutrality, or to actively oppose dragons' plans. What was your attitude towards the dragons? We will be a clan of positives. We join them in their dragon knowledge. Welp. Most of the people who said yes to dragons moved to Dragon Pass, a land to the north of your home, Hurtland. You stayed in Hurtland, and it was a good thing, too, for a little over 200 years ago, the dragons rose up and ate everyone who lived in Dragon Pass. Welp. They ate the Orlkarnth along with all the other foolish human dragon friends. For a time, no humans went to Dragon Pass. Everyone was sure the dragons would eat them too. Well, that's not a terrible conclusion. Recent events in Hurtland made you think twice about the abandoned land of Dragon Pass. A generation ago, a usurper who called himself the Pharaoh came to Hurtland and started a civil war. Your clan was one which broke into disputes, sometimes violent, about whether to support the Pharaoh or not. In the end, your group of dissidents decided it would be better to risk the dangers of Dragon Pass than to stay and kill your own kin, which is under the greatest... Oops, I skipped a line. Which is the greatest sin that an Orlkarnth can commit. The dissidents, unable to live under the Pharaoh, would move northward to Dragon Pass. People of similar beliefs from other clans had already made the same decision and settled lands there. So, you made a new clan and made it a balanced clan, just as your ancestors had done in the days of King Harald. Next. Your new clan made the dangerous trek to Dragon Pass and selected a place to live. Like the other Orlkarnth refugees from Outland, you settled in Quevenland, a mountainous area in the northeast quadrant of Dragon Pass. Southeast. You would call these lands your home, Artula. Tradition required you to make a formal land claim. How much land did you claim? This determines how much land we start out with. Too little land, you are kind of combined, but it's easier to keep track of your borders, and so you'll have less cow raiding. Huge tracts of land, you have the opposite. You can grow and expand without having to attack your neighbors and try and take their land. But your borders are horrible to watch, and it's very difficult to begin with at the start of the game. I will go with number 2, which is kind of more on the balanced side, which fits into the idea of my clan, which is more than we need it to grow into. Your clan history. This is everything that we've gone through so far. The game length will be long, which will have our clan leader become king, or queen, of Dragon Pass, first to forge other clans into a tribe, and unite the tribes into a kingdom. I will play average, which is pretty difficult despite there being another level called hard. Hard is pretty ridiculous. Yeah, very easy to get into a spiral of death, decay, and everything sucks forever. But we'll do average. The clan name, I will actually probably stick to Red Fox, because why not? And now we will play. Music! And I will stop the video here, and we will do another one shortly. Alright everyone, I can't wait to start. See you then. Alright, bye!